Okay, so welcome to General Chemistry 1. My name is Professor Joshua Scully. Some of you may have had me before. You can just call me Scully. I, I'm going to go over this first slide. Is going to go over some things that, the first material that we're going to cover. Also, some things maybe about how the course is going to go. So, most of the course is going to be run by. Okay, so I also teach chemistry 110 intro, and so like I said, some of you may have had me with that, and also teach Chem 111, which is mostly for nursing students. Um, if you've had me for 110 last semester, I mean the spring semester, when we started all this COVID stuff, you knew that we had to move to online, and being new to that, it was a little difficult, but hopefully things have been smoothed out. Um, Originally, I was hoping to just have record my lectures from the whiteboard. I was able to do that for a couple lectures, but thanks to COVID again, they told us we couldn't go to school, and I had to learn how to do it another way. And so I've learned how to do PowerPoints, and that's how most of the classes are going to be done. So a lot of the PowerPoints, most of the PowerPoints I'll be doing on my own, and you'll find them on YouTube. I mean, they're on YouTube, but I'll have links to them through Blackboard. They typically last between 20 minutes and sometimes even an hour and a half. So the longer ones, hour and a half lectures, you may want to learn how to break those apart. Um, and I know this is, you're not sitting in a class and it's going to be hard to concentrate while this is going on. I know from experience, you're not the only one. It's hard to sit down and just listen for an hour and a half staring at a screen, especially when somebody's just yakking at you and you probably want to play on your phone and etc. Um, it's always good to take notes as we go through this, uh, as well as the YouTube lecture. I will also put the PowerPoint um, without the voice on Blackboard, so that you can dissect it at your own pace and be able to follow it. Maybe as I am talking along with the PowerPoint. Uh, the other thing is I will be using some lectures from the internet, again found on YouTube that other people have done, such as Khan Academy and so forth. No need to reinvent the wheel, both in terms of my lectures that I've used before and other people's stuff. I mean, chemistry has pretty much been unchanged for quite a few years, at least the kind of chemistry we teach you, and and so and so so we just refer you. I'll be referring you to some other of the other PowerPoints other people do. Um, and I will. That's actually how we're going to get started here for this class. The syllabus is uploaded. To give you an idea as far as tests go, not completely sure how I'm going to run this because of the size of the class. In the past, what I've done is that in class, face to face, I would give you a test. It'd be short answers and calculations, and I would take them and I would grade them. And the class would be smaller. I mean, my class, this particular class, I would only maybe had 15 students. I have pretty close to 30 some odd students. Um, so it's harder to do assessments. So I'm pushing towards maybe trying to figure out some way of doing multiple choice and true false and some problems that you have to hand in. But that will be when the tests and quizzes and so forth come. I will let you know on Blackboard. Pay attention to that. Uh, and I may be breaking the test into short quizzes. Instead of one test, it might have 2 or 3 quizzes that cover that test. So pay attention to how I explain the assessments and how they'll be scored in the long term. I'll let you know how that goes as we go along. The best thing to do is pay attention to Blackboard and Announcements, and sometimes I've got a lot of announcements there, and you may want, and sometimes it may look like it's hard to keep track of the different announcements, but because they overlap sometimes, and so you want to make sure that you try to figure it out. If you have problems and concerns and you don't quite understand, or you don't see how things are going as far as the class goes, email me. And there's 2 emails that I provide. One is my Edison, jscully at edisonohio.edu. Use that one for questions. Maybe like, I'm not quite sure about what you're asking on this or whatever. For handing in or sending me your problems of work, there's a Gmail account. I think it's Scully Edison, but at Gmail. But you can look at that on Blackboard. Okay, there's going to be no face-to-face component. That means labs. We will not be doing labs unless somehow I'm told that I can. But that's not gonna work out because you guys already know. You probably already figured out your schedules. So I will be doing. I'll be doing the labs and presenting them to you through YouTube. And please get the lab book from the bookstore, and you will have to write results and discussion regarding the labs, and I'll let you know how to do that when it comes to that. As far as your material, you don't need the book. If there is a book available. Everything, if you've had me before, you know I hardly use the book. That's because I've been teaching this for quite a long time, and I have my own way of doing it, and I don't like following books because the books keep on changing every 3 years as far as how the order they're teaching it, but the method and what they're teaching always is the same. So I have my method of doing it. I will always try to help you refer to where you can look. There's plenty of resources on the internet that you can do work. Sometimes I know you may find something on the internet that may work for you better or seems better than how I teach it. But I am going to ask that you, when it comes to tests and quizzes, that you don't copy word for word, lift things from the internet, because I can tell, especially when you use words that I've never used before for a particular thing, and they show up on your answers. Then I know exactly what to look for. So I hope we won't have much of that. So if you have questions or concerns and you don't understand what I'm talking about or about what's going on, let me know. I haven't used Zoom with students. I would like to do that. Maybe what we will is that maybe what we can do is that individually you can get a hold of me through Zoom, and we can talk about if you have problems or whatever, like office hours, and maybe we can set up times when I will be available to any and all students, maybe once or twice a week through Zoom. I'll let you know how that goes, and I hope that can work out. All right, make sure you ask me questions. To start the intro, so we have to know what chemistry is, and we'll be going over that in a little bit down the road. But take a look at this YouTube video, and it gives a really basic elementary definition of what chemistry is. And so take a look at that, and assigning kinds of backgrounds. Then you have this video that talks about matter, volume, mass, and density. I'll take a look at that, and then these others as well. So intensive and extensive properties, what those are. Intensive properties are properties that are physical properties that are um, that are not reliant on mass, and extensive properties are the opposite. And you'll see that as you watch this YouTube. Um, and then you have chemical and physical properties which can be tied in with the intensive, extensive. And then finally, states of matter, and how they, why they are, what they are, uh, at the atomic level. So why are solids at the atomic or molecular level? And that talks about this. I'll send out a worksheet that'll ask questions dealing with each one of these videos. Um, just short questions. And I probably will ask you to hand that in, and you'll get a few points for that. Um, the first thing we'll be doing, as far as my PowerPoints, is we'll be talking about numbers and measurements. That's a big thing about chemistry and science. I know some of you work in engineering or technology, and you work with people that record numbers all the time, and you know how important that is. And what we're going to do is give you background on how to use numbers in science, and also not only the numbers but measurements. And then we're going to also talk about conversions, and you may know what that means already. Hopefully, some of this will just be kind of a review. Okay, so the first material that we're going to cover, well, after that, we're going to, the first material that we're going to be covering with chemistry will be gases, and we'll be moving on from there. Okay, so that's it, and we'll get started. Like I said, watch those YouTube videos, and I will be sending out a worksheet over the next few days for you to answer and hand in, send to me, okay.